Harvest Ale has a very intense hop character to it, but it's a very different character. It really brings out the resinous part of the hops, the very oily part of the hops, with a very, very sharp hop character. You remember when I first talked to you about it, and I threw out how much we needed. You remember your reaction?
Was I like, oh, it's fine, or
no? It was more.
Shit,
it was a lot of laughter.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a lot of laughter first.
Wait, is that in ounces?
Grams? How much?
So I'm Matt Couch. I am a lead brewer at Victory Brewing Company.
I'm Denis Gayte. I work with Yakima Chief-Hopunion.
And I'm Patrick Smith. I'm a hop grower in Yakima, Washington.
Generally, whenever you're brewing with hops, you get the product, the hop, dried down to a much lower moisture content and then packed into a bale or a pellet or an extract, depending on what type you're using. A wet hop, the concept is that you're pulling the hop out of the field exactly how it's picked and then packaging it somehow to get it shipped to where you're at and brew with it within a matter of a couple days. We started discussing this, I think, in about June. I think you and I started discussing it and how much we were going to need about a month later, once we got the numbers down.
Right.
And it was 12,000 pounds
Right.
of some variety or two varieties.
The challenge was having those two varieties come together at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where we're finishing Citra and then going right into Mosaic.
Right.
And that was, you know, constant phone calls to Pat. Once it got picked, I mean, it happened very quickly.
Yeah.
And then, you know, that was...
But, you know, our harvest schedule's constantly changing, and
Right.
you guys, you know, I'm sure you're brewing, you know, if not
We're waiting,
24/7,
right.
pretty close.
Yeah.
And so, you know, having our harvest schedule match up with your brewing schedule, you know, and then the transit time in between. We had 2 trucks on consecutive days that showed up to the farm, and we pulled, you know, each day we pulled about 6,000 pounds of wet hops right out of the picker and put them on the truck and closed the doors and crossed our fingers. So
Yeah, definitely. And we were in constant communication. I think Dennis and I talked more in a matter of a couple days on what was happening, you know, at the farm, whether everything was working, as well as us communicating with our logistics department to make sure everybody was in place and ready. It took a lot of days of planning, a lot of time, and a lot of effort from everybody. I
So
know.
are we.
No,
It's
that
3 of
was
us.
nothing.
Three of
Okay.
us?
So,
Yes.
should we talk about...
Yeah.
What,
All right.
You know, tell us
So-
what is a wet hop?
Do you remember?
example?
Well, we can start with that, or we can start with how we got to that point.